Hey
Hi,
guys,
hi, Sean.
hey C, welcome to today's AMA. My name is Sean. I'm from BNB Chain, and this is C from Element NFT Marketplace. And today we have something really interesting to share with you, and like the rest of all the viewers and watchers today. We'll be going through Element NFTs like Marketplace, getting to know, see a little bit more about what she's done with Element, as well
Mhm.
as like what the marketplace is about. For her to introduce the project a little bit, we'll also go through some Q&As to ask a little bit more about like some of the achievements that Element has achieved in the past like couple of months, which is really impressive. So I think like we are in for a really good time today, and we'll also be taking some questions off the floor if there are any. Yeah. So without further ado, C, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit on like what you do and a little bit about Element as well?
Okay, sure. Why not? Okay. I'm C. I'm from the founding team of Element. Element is the multi-chain NFT marketplace based on Ethereum, BNB Chain, Polygon, and Avalanche. Right now, I'm actually in Silicon Valley right now, and it's 6 a.m. for me. So I'm not quite very, no, I can handle this, but I will try my best. So today I want to share some of the features, product features about an element, how we do an NFT marketplace. What is the product features? Which kind of functions help our users and traders to kind of benefit from NFT, and also our background, our vision about NFT market a little bit. So hope you
Cool.
guys enjoy. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Before that, see, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? Like, how many years you've been in the blockchain industry? Like, I'm sure the viewers want to know a little bit about yourself as well and who you are. Your experience in blockchain.
Okay. I think since I remember since 2018, so nearly 4 to 5 years ago. In that year of time, I was started in Hong Kong University, so City University of Hong Kong, and it's time to decide what kind of the job and kind of career you want to do. So since this time, I know about blockchain. So it's a little bit, like a student fantastic with kind of new tech. So I try to find a job in blockchain, and the company is called Marspeed. It's very top. It's like kind of like top blockchain media in China or in Asia, and also Binance had invested on us. So it's kind of amazing, kind of start. So we do it together, and also the same team with Element. So the Marspeed kind of some people from Marspeed founding team is also included in this journey, like Element Marketplace. And before we doing, I think me myself doing this NFT Marketplace, I worked for a DeFi project on Solana since last I think half a year or half to 1 year last year before this. So and also my team we didn't work together, but they also searching kind of have any opportunity on DeFi. So it's kind of match together. Our experience match, but we're in different team. But finally, in this year, last year in August, I think we start our first version of NFT marketplace. This one element, and before that, 3 or 4 months ago, we got our angel and seed fund and A fund funding. So kind of start this new journey. It's kind of like
Oh, that's
this.
very cool. Okay,
Mhm.
very cool. Thank you so much for taking time to share about yourself. So you're super young, you're super relevant in the space. You've been looking at the scene and as well as participating in it in many ways. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
take us away in terms of like the product itself, like things you want to share about the product. Yeah,
Mhm.
we'd love to hear more about it.
Okay. Maybe could I screen my screen right now? Can you see
Yeah,
my
yeah, for
screen?
sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do this. Please give me 5 to 10 minutes to introduce Element a little bit. So as you see the screen, we do a community-driven aggregate marketplace. So we do the full access for each chain on our homepage. So if you want to go, like the first time, if you open this, our homepage, the dominant is element.market. Then you choose the one chain to open, like BNB chain, take an example. The next time when you also input element.market, you can go this page directly. So the computer will remain your memory of which chain you prefer. So if you want to go back, then there's an element home. Then like it, you can go back. So we take BNB Chain as an example, how we run an NFT marketplace. I think the most important question users have always asked, what kind of NFT collection should we trade? Or what kind of collection should we select it? So for this main page of the BNB chain, you can see we got a banner here, Space ID and BAB Pass, right? And this is the trading now collections. And this part is the dating collections. I can tell you about all the collections we put it on homepage. It is, I think main page is 100% is because of the data ranking and also the trading, how trading on our platform. So like in this part, real-time data tracking is kind of like we gathered all on-chain, full on-chain data based on this collection tracking. If you open one like this, Space ID, right? You can see the full information here, the floor price, average price, total volume, items amount, and also the owners. And if we back here, on the page, you can see there are average price, 24 hours changes, and also the volume, 24 hour of the volume change, also the sales, the buyers, the owners, the items. You can see all the detailed information from here, and it's all based on 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, and even to 5 minutes. So it's refreshed a lot. You can basically decide what kind of collection to buy and trade, basically the data here. So I will take some more example about the function and the inside data, what's inside. I will take this example of a Space ID because it's really hot transaction right now. And we got like 80 or 90% of our trading volume, I suppose. So there's a button here, like buy now. When you click it, you can see all the NFTs you can buy here. If you want to buy more, you cannot do it on any NFT markets on BNB chain, but we can do that. I will tell you how. Like click here, click on the picture, and click more. You can see this is the test wallet. I do not put so much money here. You can just click the buy item here. You can buy them all. So this is one way, right? You can click, and buy. And you can also clear it. Then the cart is empty. And another way is to the sweep mode. If I select like 5 items, 17, and almost to 24 items at the same time, then I click it, I can buy them all. And also I can clear it. So this is one way. How do I buy bulk purchase? And the second, I think the function I want to introduce is how to select an NFT. Because the domain name, they have so many tabs, like 3Ds, 3Ds like ABB, right? Like this one, 811488, which means that the last 2 letters the same, but it's not all the same. And also the AAA one, so 444 is here. So you can easily select each type of name you want to buy. I mean, domain name you want to buy. So we do while you can see the custom sized filters for this Space ID here. So I do not want to introduce too much, but you can try yourself. So there's the different categories here. And also if you want to search some like a name here, you can just search it here, then it's coming out from the collection. So it's kind of this collection. We do the filters and also the bunch purses. And if you see here, this is the activity of each style of this from this collection. You can see here, like the latest one is 35 minutes ago. It's this information is not based on this transaction. It's not based only on Element Marketplace, but it's on whole chain. So if it happens, this one is sells on top, then we can also see it 1 hour ago, right? But you can see nearly 90, even 99% is trading from Element. So yeah, we're done here. So this one is another data analytics I want to tell you guys. This is the trace. The trace is how many trace orders you can see from here, from 1 day, 7 day to 30 days. You can see all the trace here based on different time dimension. And also this is the trading volume. You can see full information here. And also you can see the price. Yeah, it's a little bit down here, right now. But you can see all the information from here. And also another function I think I want to introduce is if you go into your wallet, I can see this is test wallet. I tell you again. So if I want to do bank transfer, if I see my volume, I want to do some bank transfer, I just need to select some pictures and then I can do transfer. So all of the functions I want to introduce here, also this one, bank listing, which means you can choose more than one. You can choose 1, 2, 3, 4 file. This means some network error because the picture is not here and because it's old one maybe. So you can do all this. And if I got some concert here, because like I am trying to sell one Space ID, I want to try one this mystery box. If I'm doing this, I can do this all concert all. Then all the listing elements can be confirmed to unlisted. This is very, very, very useful and efficient. So basically, all the functions we design for our trading users is to save your time and make it the buying and listing more efficient. And another thing is we doing Launchpad cooperate with BNB Chain right now. So if any partners want to apply for it, then you can just apply for partnership here. You can click here and to see if you can make the material here. I think basically for users and for the project partners, kind of like this. And one thing you cannot see from the functions and from the website, it is if you compare the different gas fee from Element and Tofu or maybe NFT Trade. I only know there's 3 NFT Marketplace on BNB Chain. So if you want to do the comparison, you will see Element can saving like 78% than Tofu, and like almost 60% gas fee especially than NFT Trade. And this period of time, our trading fee is only 2%. So it's very usable and tradable, vulnerable for our trading users. Yeah, I think basically I can stop here. So if you guys have any questions about the functions and about all the features I didn't mention, you can ask me later. Okay, cool. So yeah, back here, Sean. Cool. Do you have any questions actually after this?
No, yeah, okay. As in like I think the demo that you went through is really, really awesome. Like it really seems like you've taken time to better understand the needs of the users and actually provide some of these tools that users actually want in the NFT space. You know, I mean, I've personally seen a lot of different NFT marketplaces, right? Like not many of them have such like a vast collection of tools or even like features that you have, and it really seems like it's really with the user in mind that you thought out of all the different features that they could possibly use.
Like most NFT marketplace, they just provide the collections here. They do it very easy way. So user can choose some picture to decide buy or not, right? But when the users are flowing out in this industry, more and more users, but not with that is like collector. Collector is kind of word that you buy something, but you just collect and you do not want to sell it. So I think it is not true. So we build more functions especially for NFT traders. Some of people care about like hundreds of dollars of the profits, and someone just think higher or think longer. But basically, people want to trade. So if you want to trade, we have to think the way of saving the user's cost and make it efficient. So that is our aim to do an NFT marketplace. So yeah, that's kind of. Yeah, thank you.
Sweet. Yeah. So let's move on to the question sections now. I mean, I kind of already started with the question, right? But like we can kind of go into a little bit more.
Okay.
I understand that like you've recently passed 140 million trade volume since April this year. That's like 3 months, right? According to Dune Analytics, and like that must be really like it's a huge feat, right? And like it's not easy to achieve during this bear market. Like with over 60,000 plus users trading in the bear market, like would you be able to elaborate like how you managed to gain that amount of traction, or how like users even found you, or how, what was that plan, or how did you even get or achieve such a feat?
Okay, great. Thank you for mentioning this actually. So yeah, it's a bear market right now, but we do some great boosts in the last I think specifically it's 3 months since like July to now. It's 3 months. Basically, actually, I have to tell you the truth. The 90% trading volume happens on Ethereum, and the 10% happens on BNB Chain. That's just the truth I have to tell. But we think it is because there's kinds of reasons, but the most important one is the product features. Like I mentioned about the bank purchase, bank tools to make users more efficient trading, right? This is our second version, officially launched on August, but actually users can enjoy kind of the function since July. So it's that period of time people enjoy to using this. And secondly, I think at this period of time, even it's a bear market, but more Asian people flowing out to NFT trading marketplace. In other words, more and more free mint collections are booming. This is on Ethereum, but on BNB chain, like Space ID, like .bab, so different types of NFT is blooming out. I mean, it's not only on PRPs, and it's not only if you mention about NFT, it's just upward, but it's also new categories blooming out. So I think basically, besides of the product features we keep updating, the second thing is new kinds of assets is booming out. And this kind of assets give us a new marketplace, new chances to booming with kind of NFT, kind of OpenSea, that kind of markets. They gave us some hope. I think the second reason is new projects is booming out. And third reason, I think we have built a, volunteer community since maybe July. Right now, we have nearly 100 people, including Asia, including Japan. I mean, including the country into Japan, Korea, and also Taiwan, and also like India, someplace, Pakistan, someplace included, and also Canada, Australia, some outside China, outside Asia country. We hired some kind of, you can see them volunteers because they really enjoy this kind of product. Because why? Because if you compare to us, not only on BNB chain, we got good product features, but even you compare to OpenSea, we have good up features. So that's why the reason enjoy, wow, this is good market. Why we use that? We don't use that, right? So based on this, we have a booming out like volunteer community. And that is why we have more connections with the projects, and also more people to handle the user-based services, kind of like product features, or maybe error sometime. Yeah, I think it's because of the product team and also new projects booming out. There's three reasons basically.
That's very cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I think that kind of approach really makes sense. You're really thinking about things like what users want, in that sense, like helping them like experience a good product for them to want to convert. And because of that, you gain traction, and you gain like that word of mouth that you were saying, that like you have people that are endorsing you in that sense. Yeah, that's cool. If I recall just now, you said that Element was launched on BNB Chain last year. Like, were there reasons why you chose the multi-chain approach? Is it different? Is it difficult to manage all the different chains? What's your approach in doing so?
Yeah, it's difficult. Really, it's very difficult. But we think, like I mentioned, some of the different categories in different, like Space ID, dominant name, right? But in that period of time, since last year, we didn't see too much categories. We only see PRPs on Ethereum, but we see lots of game files or games on BNB chain. So within different chain have different specific eyesight to run. So that is the reason why we choose BNB chain. Within the gamings and other stuff of the, like projects could have some hope. And we do Launchpad last year very well. At the very good project, I forgot the name, but we sell 500 NFT in just only 48 seconds. So it's
Wow, that's
amazing job. Yeah, it's an amazing job. So in that period of time, we believe that NFT market is only on one chain. It's multi-chain, and multi-chain have different asset types. So that is basically the reason. But you say how to operate that is very, very difficult. It's not about, like we have to we have to design, like the front end and the back end and also the smart contract, but it's also Solidity, EVM. But the most importantly, you have to handle different people to different projects. What we do is we focus on Ethereum BNB very much, but Polygon is something like kind of gamify chain also. And also some project is cross chain. So we do it both. It's very easy. But if you want to mention about Avalanche, actually it's not going that much well. So we just make it happen. So yeah, basically.
That's cool. Let's dig a little bit deeper. You mentioned that you hit 80% like trading volume in domain names earlier in your presentation, both on ETH and BNB Chain. Would you mind sharing a little bit more about that, that achievement?
About the domain name, actually I have to say we are the respond very quick for this new type of assets. Because like Space ID, they talk about us. Their idea to do the domain name is kind of before they launch is 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks later, they were about to launch their assets, right? So that period of time, we have to do some preparation on the categories. I show you this, like 3D, 4D, and lighters, and different types of like the names. So we do this kind of customized filters for this whole collection to make user easier use. So this is very important reason that if someone want to buy in something, they have to select first. So kind of we call it the customized filters for the collections. We do it for Space ID, and we do it for BAB, .BAB, and also .bit, and also even ENS on Ethereum. So that is why you make the assets more easy to select, and this is the most reason we support like 90%. And another reason I think is very important also is because of the trading fee and gas fee. Trading fee is only 2%, so like 60% like cheaper than other marketplace, and also gas fee, remember 78% lower than other marketplace. So I think basically this is all. Yeah,
that's cool. So with regards to the filters, right, like is it something you do for all projects? Like if let's say they require some level of customization, is it something that you decide to take on as well?
Yeah, we will respond very quick. Different type of assets have different categories. If you mention to GameFi and Metaverse, there are also different categories like land, like the architecture, like the avatar, like the clothes, like the weapons. There are different categories. If you want to do a collection, while you cannot just put a weapon, like I just suppose a name. If the game is called Catty, right? Catty weapon, there's one collection. And Catty clothes is one collection. You cannot do this because the users will, where is this, where's that? They cannot figure it all together. So we put different categories in one collection. Then you can search very easily. And each type of assets, you can have specific, tabs like color, like size, and different tabs. We can do it also. So I think customer size the filters is very important for collections. And we will do more for GameFi and Metaverse in the near future. We see something happen right now. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. All right. As builders in the space, we know that it's really difficult and challenging to build and run projects in the Web3 space. Do you think your team has the technology and ability to build a world-class NFT marketplace?
Okay, yeah, it's a tough question and it's a tricky question. Let me introduce my team a little bit first. I'm from the founding team, but I'm not the co-founder actually. We have two co-founders. One name is Fred. Fred, he's also the founder of Marspeed. But before that, before he entered in blockchain industry, he worked for Kingsoft for 10 years. Kingsoft, I think, is only competitor with Microsoft in China. So he has 10 years of product manager experience and go for senior VP, kind of that level in this company. And after he left this company, he do online games and also mobile games in Lancang. And Lancang is kind of, you can say, if you compare some company, like as with Animal Car, this company Lancang went to IPO in Hong Kong in 2014. So basically his experience is all focused on product and also gaming related, entertainment related. So have full product sense to what kind of function and what kind of training right now. So if we do an empty marketplace, it's very important to think about the trending. If you cannot decide for next 1 year or half year, you cannot win in the future because the competition is very fierce. So another guy, his name is Whale. He has more than 15 years of coding experience. He works for Tencent, and he kind of worked for like from the game. I forgot the name, but it's a very top trading game in Tencent right now. And he do like the design of the server, the server architecture, and also back on this, he went to Hong Kong. Then Fred and Will become the colleague, like 10 years more. So they have very bond connection. One is for product and one is for the architecture. So without him, we cannot have a product updated very fast. And if you want to judge from the results, so you compare the features to OpenSea and any other marketplace, we do full functions. If there's any one new function is coming out, we can do very efficient and quick response, very efficient. And we do something that someone else cannot do. So we can have a good look about this. So basically, because of the founder, we have the confidence about the product side, and also we have full kind of appearance like from the TikTok and also like mobile phone companies, and also like algorithm companies. They do full support of the data parts. On-chain data is also very important. So yeah, basically we have the full confidence to do this. Yeah, it's because
really
everyone's effort. Yeah.
That's cool. I like your answer. It's humble. It's also like not a one-man approach, but a team approach. Yeah.
Yeah.
And beyond that, beyond that, I think like it's really cool that you're taking time to also talk about the rest of the team that of their achievements, accolades. It really shows that it's not just about the innovation, but the ability to produce the actual innovation itself. It's one thing to be able to dream big, right? But because so many things in Web3 is always about like what we can potentially promise, the roadmaps, the eventual like pieces or utilities or functions that would eventually come. But you're making it happen, and you have a plan to make it happen, and that's cool. I think like you're really pioneering it well in the space.
Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let me bring up another question.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier about like gas fees being lower compared to other platforms, and even up to 78% lower, right? Would you mind sharing about how that's achieved? In like what the thought process was in terms of making it cheaper? Because to be honest, like it is definitely a thing that's felt across like different platforms, but I don't think many people have actually thought too much about it to the point of like wanting to solve this actual problem that people face. So like what was the thought process behind that?
Okay. Yeah, if you use BNB Chain, because BNB Chain actually the gas fee is not that super high. But if you have to build an NFT marketplace on Ethereum, the gas fee is, oh my gosh, it's very important. So we have to think about how to reduce the gas fee for our users, because most of people, like they enjoy the exchanges service, so they do not pay for gas fee. But if you have to do the transaction on chain, you have to do that. So it's a little bit complicated, but we'll try to very simple, right? We have to do three things to cut the gas fee. The first thing is that BNB Chain, Ethereum, they are both built on Solidity's EVM ecosystem. But in fact, our programming is not fully on Solidity. It's also, we do a certain difference on transaction cost between Solidity and Assembly. So the Assembly, the element extra protocol directly use Assembly for processing. So this kind of way, we can reduce the smart contract commission costs in this kind of way. This is the first thing, the coding language. And second thing, we split the ERC 721 and the ERC 1155 contracts. We split it differently. How does it help? If we split it, we can import entry functions such as buy, sell basic and advanced futures can reduce the redundant calculations. And this is a second way. And third way, to the older status, we started in binary bits. It's very old, like 0101. So, and these fields in the older structure are multiplex bat by bat, and the slots are reduced to improve the efficiency and reduce the cost. So if it looks complicated, I just summarized into three ways. So the first one, to relatively advance the processing in reducing commission cost. And second one is reducing the process calculation redundancy. And third one is to improving the storage efficiency. It's still complicated, even for me. I try to learn it. Okay.
Thanks
so
for
it's
taking time to
basically
explain that.
technical answers. Yeah.
Definitely technical. I was trying to follow. I did follow, and I'm just like very appreciative that you're taking the time to think through. Like, you and your company are taking the time to think through all these different things on the technical end, so that end users don't need to feel the pain points that they actually feel. So thanks for being user centric.
Yeah. But if you want to more details, you can just go our website to see the docs. I think there's a full explanation about that. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. Thanks for taking time to explain. All right. So what's an amazing feature of your NFT marketplace that you'd be most proud of that you've built over Element? Like, what's one thing that I guess like there are a lot of features that are like uniquely its own or like thought out, but what's one of your favorites, or even one of the things that you feel is awesome, or something that you're really proud of and excited about that you want to tell the viewers today?
Yeah, okay, I understand. But like, if you want to like mention like one function, and which is very important, I think that's a lot. Because there are so many access you have to do to decide which to buy and which to sell. And during this session, you have to doing a lot. For example, if you choose a collection, you want to see the rarity, right? If the rarity is high or rarity is low, I want to the super one. I want to compare if the price is same, I want to buy the rarity is higher, right? I want to compare the different NFT items. So I think so many things just driven into the trading part. But if I mention which one is the like important, like kind of better important, I think you have to do that, like the gas cost. You have to cut down some, it's technically you can cut down some cost, because the cost is just the interface fee is nonsense, it's useless, but you have to pay for that. So I think this is part we work on. And second part is we have to do the efficient trading. What is efficient trading? I can buy 10 items at the same time, but you can only buy one item one time. So you can take lots of time if you buy 10 items in this collection. And we help you to do bulk purchase. And also, if you want to listing some collection, if you open the wallet, and you can listing very easier. So kind of the bulk operations I mentioned is really trading friendly for our users. And if you talk about trading, the most important one is efficient. So kind of like this, the first one, I think gas interface, and second is the trading process, make it efficient. I think basically about this. But I'm not sure if in the near future we can, like research on some new features we think is more important. Maybe we are considering about how to spend on web3 application and anything related. Maybe some new brimming features will just out. Yeah. But
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So essentially the features that save you time and the features that save you money, right?
Yeah,
In that sense.
definitely. Definitely.
That's cool. Cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, super user centric. Okay, next question.
Yeah.
Let me think. What would you think differentiates the NFT marketplace, like from an ERC20 token exchange or DEX? Do you think automated market makers like DEXs, like Sudo, would eventually enter the NFT marketplace like sphere?
Okay. I think first of all, I have to mention what is the difference between ERC 2020 token and ERC 721 token. So we all know that Bitcoin have 21 million, right? The amount is 21 million. So it's a lot, and each Bitcoin is equal. There's nothing difference. So if you mention the collection like Body Ape, they only have 10,000, 10K atoms. So I can say the biggest difference is that if you mention to NFT collection, only a few people, like 4,000 to 5,000, and maybe less, 2 or 3,000 people hold the whole collection, which means the liquidity is hold on few person. So most importantly, the question is about the liquidity, how to find all the holders and they're willing to trade here. This is the biggest task. And like Studio, they kind of doing AMM way to NFT style. I'm not sure this kind of way can do it well. But if you're talking about if the NFT collection is 1155, then each NFT just looks the same. I think this kind of makes sense because I did not to pick, I did not to collect, I do not care about the rarity, right? So it's just the price curve. I trade and buy. It's very easy. So like that kind of NFT markets, I think they got some reason. But if you are really an NFT collector, and the most important, NFT is function tokens. It has functions. It's not only for trading. In this kind of way, you have to choose some situation. You have to try to on some marketplace. We call it marketplace. We not call it DEX. So to show not only trading, but also kind of display and select. So I think the most important Sudo kind of have their like way of function to do in this way. But most importantly, I think NFT is functionable. So we have to provide, and you cannot say Galaxy, but kind of like eBay, to have the clearly displaying and clearly filters to find an efficient trade. I think this is huge difference. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for answering that question.
Yeah, hope I answer you. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think like as the Web3 space evolves, I think even like in terms of the different tokens and all that, like people are trying to take different approaches to it. And what you're saying also makes sense, right? In a sense, like the products are essentially different in its core. It's not the same product that is mass sold in a way that you're saying like 1155 tokens are like, but each has its own rarity, each has its own like metadata, each has its own like qualities to it. And yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. Cool. So BNB Chain and Element have been participating in GameFi launchpads, and with the current market sentiment of GameFi being a bit more towards the finance end and not really the game end, not entirely encapsulating the game aspect enough. Like, how does that affect your selection process in onboarding like different games?
Okay, yeah. About GameFi, there are some controversial discussions about GameFi. Some of guys think GameFi is not game enough. It's only FI, it's only tokens. So it's even hard for GameFi project to decide what kind of game they choose and what kind of tokenomics they launch. I think the first reason anything we do, also including our product, I think the quality is the first priority. So if you're doing gaming that the avatar is great and the design is great, it's all the high quality level, we think we'll fully support. And second reason, I think you have to balance about the gaming, how to do it fun, and also the tokenomics. We do not believe kind of 3 months tokenomic and 5 months tokenomic, less than 1 year, they can go even further. I don't think so. So they have to kind of a slow start on community and also the tokenomics to release very slow, that they continue to provide high quality of gamings and also like marketing ways to connect with people. So if you want to do this both, secondly, you have to have good money and good investor to support you to doing all the two process. So I think this is the second way we will compare. We will compare what kind of the investor invest on them and what kind of background they're coming from. I think basically the three reasons is kind of represents all the situations we can face. Yeah, we can solve.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
So from there, let's hop on that question a little bit more. But then from there, what's the selection process like? In terms of onboarding, like how does that go down to the day-to-day kind of things? Like how would you advise a project to position themselves as they onboard with you?
Okay. How about I take an example? Like there's a game called Year 7. Year 7. He's kind of like how to say that? They are NFT card game that they can if you buy the NFT and if you win from the game, then you can earn more. But if you cannot, but you lose that, then you just lose anything. So I mean, there's the access for the users to join into the game, and they have a system to make the people get the interest from the auntie and from the contest. So in that kind of the gaming, we didn't see the same economic model right now. So this is the first one, brand new. And also, they in this period of time, they have run like half a year, almost I think half a year. So they have very material community, like 20,000 daily users right now on chain, basically on chain. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Though the results tell us it's pretty good. So if they're considering to do the second launchpad with us, so this we call it kind of good portfolio to release our trust on them. Because if we want to do launchpad, we have to tell our users what kind of game is that, right? We have to do education, and we have to let them trust it's a good game, it's a good investment. So kind of like we have to consider lots of balances from the game. If it's winning a lot, if it's not, then it will be more strict. Yeah, basically about the creative, I think, because there are so many same games right now in any chain. So you have to pick one some creative and high quality. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the innovation aspect, not another just like copy and paste kind of game. That's cool.
Yeah, but also it costs money. I have to say capital is also important to keep you survive. Yeah.
For sure. Sustainability.
Yeah, sustainability. Yeah, the good word.
Yeah, cool. Let's see. You mentioned Element aiming to support more Web3 applications. Would you be able to elaborate a little bit about on how Element aims to achieve that in terms of like product?
Okay, you mean Web3 applications? How we like support, right? Yeah. I think you have to see the trending. Like NFT is not only PRPs. NFT is not only artworks, and NFT maybe is about dominant name, which behind the DID system. Actually, it's not only the dominant name; it's a DID ecosystem, and also gamings and mentors. So we take the consider of the whole DID ecosystem, and also mentors gaming related is kind of all Web3, and also maybe include the swap kind of like applications like that. So basically, if we focus only on DID ecosystem, you have a domain name like c.bnb right now, right? I can connect it with my wallet, and then I can transfer. You can, if you want to try on our platform, if you already have a domain name like .bnb, your link to your address also, you will see the username is displayed on your domain name directly. And if you transfer some items to other people, you can see the trading history is also the same name. So what I said is, in that kind of the ecosystem, we call it whole DID ecosystem. We will support all the NFT, including behind that kind of way to do displaying and also function support in each step of our marketplace. And if you imagine later, you will see I want to be certificate like I'm a girl, I'm a female, and I want to be certificate how old of my birthday and my personality. So all kinds of these kinds of NFT could be like job by different categories of collections. and you can it's social one, or you can it's just NFT collections. But more and more NFTs that could define you will all released in this whole DID ecosystem. We need to do some support, something like this. And if we're talking about the mentors, you have an ID, you have a wallet, and maybe we will provide the access to each mentors we support. I mean, especially the Launchpad mentors we support. Then there will be access. If you go the collection, if you click the website, then you go just directly. Maybe do not need to turn out another website. Just go there to enjoy the game and the mentors. I think something related on that. So yeah, each Web3 application which is related to NFT, we will support them.
That's cool. That's like longevity in mind and like forward planning.
Yeah, so that's why the reason NFT Marketplace is totally different to ERC20, swap functions like this.
Cool. All right. Last question, right? Would you like to say some words to the NFT creator community or like projects that are tuned in today? Any words of advice you'd give them?
Okay. Yeah. So for NFT creators, I think you have to take some time and take easy. You have to think about what kind of style. If you are doing PFPs, you have to consider what kind of style is it could be favored by the marketplace, and you can try a lot, test a lot, and then you decide, because the quality is very important. And second, if you're doing like a Web3 application, I think you have to pick up some person in your team. You have to combine together. Better not to be a new team, and also have the strong supporters from the capital side, and also the new story ecosystem. And the most importantly, the third one is take it easy and take your time. Do not do it too harsh to make people do not buy your words and do not believe on you. So take your time and take a long loop, and finally you will win some. You will find an appetite, or like access only for you. I think patience is very important also.
Cool.
Sean,
thank you so much.
How do you think?
Yeah. As in my personal opinion, I think what you shared is very valid. Like definitely, I think in this time and in this current market conditions, like patience is definitely key. Trying to rush and push something doesn't really show much on you as well. Like you as a developer, you as a like project owner would need to take time to think about like what's the longevity and the goal of your project itself, right? And take time to build that. Invest in good foundations that would bring you a long way, not shaky foundations that would crumble, when I guess like challenges come your way.
Yeah, more than agree. Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Do we have any questions from the ground? Like anybody that's watching or tuning in today have any questions that you want to ask? If not, maybe we can just give C a little bit of time to share about like whether there are any upcoming events that you want the audience to like take note of, or even look forward to, or perhaps like some sneaks of like future features that might be coming out soon that users will be excited to want to try. Do you have any thoughts or any leaks in that way?
Okay, maybe we have a card like Sean. Do you buy any NFTs on BNB Chain? Maybe Ethereum. Okay, just NFT related. Yeah.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I used to. I used to buy some NFTs on Ethereum. On BNB Chain, not too much. Yeah, despite like conflict of interest.
Okay. So which one? Do you remember which one?
Like my NFTs.
Yeah.
That I used to buy. Oh, I collected a number. I used to, I guess. Like I remember last year there was during the bull run there was a project called Halloween Bears. I was just like talking to some of my colleagues about it like
it's
quite
interesting.
some time ago. Yeah. It was a very thematic like NFT. It was definitely something that was like a marker for me at that time. Thinking about it again, like it was it was quite an interesting experience because like it was like those stealth mints early on in those times. Like stealth mints were a thing before people started exploiting it and like started dropping fake like mints, right? Stealth mints were a really cool thing. When people least expect it, they suddenly drop the mint link and everybody's all rushing, right? Because it's speculation. Everybody wants a piece of it. So they start to close the Discord servers. It's a fun experience in a way. Yeah, so everybody's trying to mint, but after some time, right, like the hackers or like the exploiters come in, and then they started like throwing in stealth links, and everybody stopped doing stealth links because obviously, you know, it's not healthy. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah, actually, Sean, you're talking about the feelings or emotions if you're buying an NFT. If you decide want to buy one. So if we we call it kind like feelings or emotions pricing, even exactly for this word. So if the NFT collection is very formal at the first beginning, we believe like the price curve will go like 100% going up right now. But actually, if you hold one collection very long, I mean NFT very long, the priority is you have to love it, their culture, and you want to stay with the community, even you're buying this. So NFT is kind of the most important at the first beginning, I believe. It's kind of the utility behind that. It's a small circle of people. They gather together and they can talking about someone else not know, and they can do some offline parties. So it's basically kind of social utility. But right now, there are more kinds of NFT booming out, different utility. I mean, some about the, like NFT connected with gaming, with tokenomics, and some of, like PARs. So if you buy this one, you can do more. So it's more and more presenting more ecosystem and economically, but not just feelings and, like the appetites. So, but yeah, it's still very fun to select some like high quality NFT as your avatar and social using. I think it is because of NFT, the socialized application and socialized utility will be fulfilled on chain. If you only DeFi, we do not think so much fun. If you know this.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I completely relate. I think that NFTs in itself, like there's so much of a social element. You're right to say that because you tie yourself to the identity that the NFT kind of want to portrays. You want to identify yourself as a certain like group of people or a certain like NFT collection that is like cool in the space or stands for something or signifies something. And because of that, like that desire for association makes you want to spend and join that group in that sense. Therefore, like you see the higher tier NFTs, right? In some sense, like the more expensive ones that everybody wants to buy, like World of Women, right? You own one, I'm sure. Like I saw
yeah.
Yeah,
I collect this and I enjoy it. Yeah. I take it for a long time. Even the price up and downs, I just forget it. What out? I just love it. Okay, I just keep it. Yeah. If you're creative, if you're a collector, you're just thinking like that. If you find to enjoy them,
yeah, for sure. I think. Sorry.
No. I just listening.
Oh yeah. I think. Yeah, you're right because like in some aspects, like a token no longer becomes a token because like there's like some level of sentimental value to it now with NFTs, right? It's not just like a people buy and sell.
Yeah. As a first beginning, it's because the NFT, the designs were good. I mean, I usually call the quality is great, and the app test you just love it, right? But with more than that, with moving than that, you will find you have a group of friends who's holding the same NFTs. Even you do not know each other, but you still want to do some offline parties to equalize with each other and do some connections, and that is amazing stuff. And it's because of this happen online, more and more younger people can involve that and understand what is chain, what is NFT, and what is chain, what is Ethereum. Some people just know NFT, have no idea of Ethereum before. But right now, it is because new types of assets get more people know about this stuff. So I think this is amazing. And also, if you're doing something, you can do like double creative, right? You can creative a body ape shirt and cups and any relatives. And they are called a collection called CC0. You know this? The creator open all rights to their community, and each one can hold this avatar and do that and do creative things and with no business or privilege forbidden in this kind of way. Copyright, I mean. So it's fantastic.
Right. Like giving them the IP rights, right?
Yeah.
In some sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
NFT is totally even something. Okay. NFT is definitely something. Yeah, we need to support.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to share with the community or the viewers today?
Okay. Maybe it's not a good timing for like doing some trading, but still, the bad time is also the good time. So keep some holding and choose some new opportunity in this period of time and keep it on, hold it on. Neither for users or NFT projects. Yeah, I think encouraged at the last time. And also,
Cool.
if you enjoy our marketplace, please to have a try. And if you have any questions, be free to DM in our Discord or Telegram or even Twitter. Right? Just waiting for you guys. Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Thank you so much, C. I thoroughly enjoyed our time today. I think that you've shared a lot of insightful things, the questions that we've gone through as well. I think we got to hear a little bit more about you, your team, the marketplace itself, the future of where NFTs could potentially be as well. I think that it's definitely something to look forward to. I think that your marketplace is definitely something the viewers should check out. Go explore, go check out like the features. I'm sure that there are a lot more features that we couldn't cover today, right? See, that people could possibly explore and see and find out more for themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
So go explore, go check out the collections, go see what features you might actually enjoy. If you find something that you really like, I think it's awesome that you could also feedback to the team and say that you really enjoyed this and this is something that they know has been working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please do so, right? Please do so. If you enjoy something, just tell us. And if you find something need to improve, also tell us. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
We have like huge community. Welcome everyone to enjoy. Okay.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, I think